Welcome back to the channel. This is my neuron model that I've made. I made it out of 3D printing and then I just colored it just to indicate all the components and parts that I'm going to describe in this video. Hope you guys enjoy and let's get into it. Alright, these branches are structures called dendrites. Their job is to receive incoming signals from other neutrons. Kind of think of it as the neutron's antenna system. They pick up chemical messages and bring them towards the cell body. Which kind of brings me to my next point. This right here is the cell body. It houses the nucleus and keeps the neutrons functioning, but it also plays a key decision-making role. This is where all the incoming signals are summed together. I'm going to get a close-up right here. This is the axon, and this carries electrical impulses away from the cell body towards the next neutron. And these axons come in many sizes. Some are small, some are as large as the spinal cord. The axon actually runs all the way through here, and then there are spots on the axon, which is this green right here, which is the myelin sheath, and this kind of acts as the insulator on like a wire. It helps the electrical signal travel faster and more efficiently. Instead of moving smoothly, the signal jumps from gap to gap, speeding up time. At the end of each axon, there is terminal branches down here, right there, and at the end of those terminal branches are terminal mountains. This is where the neutrons send its message to the next cell. Here the signals switch from electrically to chemically. At rest, the inside of the axon is slightly negative compared to the outside, and then the difference in charge is called resting potential. And then when the dendrites receive enough strong signals, it's kind of like a shot of coffee. It's going and it's ready to fire. When this fires up, the ions channels open as well, so positive ions rush down the axon, flipping the charge from negative to positive, and this flip is kind of like a wave going downward. And right after that, traveling down like a wave, it fires out the ions and it resets back to the normal charge, and it allows it for a restart for the fire up. And now on to the all or none law. So pretty much neurons, they don't fire up halfway. They either go all out or they don't have anything at all. Kind of like a light switch, if you think about it. Turn a light switch on, and it should. Turn the light on, it doesn't flicker, it doesn't go out right away until the light switch is off. When the electrical signal reaches the terminal boutons, which are these guys again, it can't jump directly to the next neuron. Instead it reaches like a tiny gap and it causes a synapse. This is where the message changes from electrical to chemical. Right, inside each terminal bouton, there are little sacs that are filled with neurotransmitters, and when the action fires up and ends here, these sacs release their chemicals into the synapse. The neurotransmitters float across the gap and bind to receptacles on the next neuron. If enough neurotransmitters bind to the receptacles, the postsynaptic neuron becomes excited, and if the signal is strong enough, it will fire its own action potential, continuing this chain. After neurotransmitters do their job, the original neuron often pull them back in, kind of like a rope, and then this process is called the reuptake, and it clears the synapse so the neuron can send the next message. Not all neurotransmitters tell the next neuron to fire. Some are excitatory, meaning they push the neuron closer to whatever it is, and then some are inhibitory, which means they push it further away, making it less likely to fire. Your brain is constantly balancing these two types of messages to control everything you think, feel, and do. So with this 3D model that I made of the neuron, we can see how each part plays a significant role, just like the dendrites sending signals and receiving information to the axon, firing an action plan, and to the neurotransmitters carrying the message across the synapse. If you guys liked this video, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next one.